up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if your name is Drake, I don't know where to start. Where should we start? Little Yachty unfollowed you because you're a snake and you lost the last best good friend you had in the industry, proving thus why everybody got a problem with you, and it's not your ghostwriters. On top of that, literally, little Yachty wants to push back Drake's lace front. And as someone that knows something about a lace front, Drake, you should be worried. That bold hold is not going to hold that man unit down enough. On top of that, he literally just got played by the whole DNC. Y'all, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, when he was at the DNC, and this is on a national platform, had bought out Kamala Harris Harris to their not like us, y'all. How objectively and subjectively does Kendrick's humiliation of Drake when the Democratic National Convention is playing California Love and Not Like Us at a major political rally? Somebody said, who was it? Y'all ought to hear this. Somebody said, Vito on Twitter said, Drake couldn't have imagined this when he asked that short man to follow through. I know he actually didn't. But one thing that is actually really, really important is the fact that what type of dangerous games is Drake playing? Do you know that Drake is having people go out and brag about the way he rolls, and Kendrick might have success and he might not have a hit record or this and that, but Drake's parties were legendary, and bragging about the fact that he would bring 400 women to his party. Literally, you fly 400 women all on the same jet, on the same bus to attend your parties for those ninjas, Chubbs in them, Baka got a weird case, and all those weird ninjas around. Y'all, when I heard this, I said, what is wrong with Drake? Why are you bragging about this? Because first of all, let's get things first to start this off. You got 400 women. You're flying in. It already sounds like traffic schmackerking. Remember the Atlanta episode of Drake? Donald Glover been sneak dissing Drake for a while, but actually we wasn't paying attention, letting us know what a weirdo he is. He even had an episode of like that in Atlanta when Donald Glover's baby's mom got invited with a bunch of girls to go to a Drake party, and there were girls in the limo like 20, 50 deep crying and whatnot, and it was weird and surreal. Well, guess what, right? It turns out Drake wants us to know that we're all jealous, that he do be bringing in 400 women at once. And this is the thing with Drake. Has he been around creeps and weirdos so long, or is he just the OG creep and weirdo that he doesn't realize, first of all, from a legal standpoint, 400 women, how are you checking 400 people for IDs? How do you select them? If they want to go home, how do they get home? If somebody does something untoward, a Chubbs does something, a Baca does something, how do they get home? You realize by flying them in, they are literally guests. And when there's guests, you have a license and duty to protect them. But not even that. He said 400 or more women. It only take one woman to say something happened. And the odds of it happening are very high because look at the weirdos you hang around. To say something happened for everything to come crushing down. It really makes me think about Drake and all those settlements. Remember, he settled with the girl that said he got her prego, settled with that person, settled with this person. How many secret settlements does Drake have? Because he's been playing with fire for a long time. And if he keeps on going, again, he just got that new embassy. Over in at the Texas Roundhouse over in Texas. A lot of y'all said, I know what I was talking about. Go to any Texas defense lawyer. The age of consent for sexual activity is 17. However, there is no legal age limit for dating with no sexual activity. Google it. It is your friend. If I can, I'll put it up on the screen here, but I don't feel like doing the research. It's not that hard. But anyway, y'all, is he really planning on bringing that same mess to Texas? Now that, put it like this, Texas wouldn't have an issue with a Millie Bobby and Drake spending time on yachts and going away as long as there's no sexual whatever. I will say that he's lucky that Millie Bobby, for whatever reason, got married and decided to leave that Drake era alone. You're lucky she ain't open her mouth. Anyway, let's get into the DNC because this is funny. The DNC was hilarious yesterday. They had an official delegate roll call and they had every state introduced by a song, right? Kendrick's Not Like Us was the official song played for the official nomination of the Democratic presidential nominee of the United States. You literally spent all this time heckling, nah, 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 ninja. You don't try to let this die down. You following through now, ninja. Now that remember he was taunting him? Kendrick ended your career so much. That is the official song of California. And then they played Pop California Love. I don't think we've realized on any level the level of humiliation that Drake has faced and continues to face. And I think one of the reasons we clown him, aside from his lace front, is you asked for it. You taunted it. You were the bully. You were cruel. You thought, even the way, remember that corny line at the end where he did the heart part 6 or whatever after Kendrick destroyed him, and he was like, not gonna lie though, you know, you were a worthy competitor. Felt good. I haven't stretched this month in a while. Felt good. And we were all sitting there saying, sir, did you have this pre-recorded? Because you lost epically. Is this a pre-recorded drag? I'm very, very confused, Mr. Drake. Not gonna lie though, you was a worthy competitor. Oh, felt good. Haven't stretched like this the whole time. Everybody is like, it's over. Y'all, Drake is just done. But also we gotta talk about the Little Yachty thing and how Drake being stupid, you literally screwed yourself over. Okay. Now, Yachty did interview Joe Budden. I was about to say Joe Biden. Yachty did interview Joe Budden. And Junior No Healy on Twitter said that raised my eye immediately. Now we all seeing it play out. Listen, the fact that Drake is still on some, you my friend, Yachty is a podcaster. Why wouldn't he want Joe Budden on his podcast? And at the end of the day, Joe Budden was actually showing you undeserved love until you told him to keep his name out of your mouth. You saw what happened with that. Cardi B was the second person to say keep her name out of her mouth. I wonder what's going to happen with her career, right? But all jokes aside, right? Little Yachty unfollowed Drake amid rumors that their leaked single will move forward without his involvement. First of all, Little Yachty is a known colorist and he's anti-Black and he don't like Black women. So I love this for him to begin with, right? However, right, the fact that Drake was so much of a snake that he did that. But there was one tweet I wanted to share with y'all, right? Again, people are saying that him taking Little Yachty off the track was retaliation for Little Yachty having Joe Budden on his podcast last week, right? But then again, I think people got the timelines flipped and Little Yachty had Drake's arch nemesis on his podcast because he found out about the video and the stolen hook. Again, this is what a dirtball Drake is. You are begging people for friends. Nobody wants to stand around you. You have that goofball, self-hating person because you can't tell me that if somebody hates Black women and hates dark skin and doesn't like these women when you look like you must look in the mirror and just hate the way you look, right? But who cares about that, right? At the end, because who cares about Yachty? Anyway, y'all can have them, right? But the whole thing is, I think it was in retaliation for doing that, right? But you're looking for songs. You're desperate for songs. You're desperate for friends and all that stuff, this, that, and the third. And the minute you drop that 100 gigabytes of trash, and the only song that even does a little bit of movement, emphasis on little, is the song that Little Yachty let you get on, and you cut him out of it and secretly make a video, y'all. Drake ain't seeing heaven. There is something wrong with that man. There's really something wrong. And like Joe Budden said a while back, instead of all the Drake Glazers being like, oh my God, they hate on Drake. They so jealous. They so this. Has anybody ever thought, why do people hate Drake? So not hate, but why do they not like him so much? Why is the whole industry be like, we don't mess with you? Because at the end of the day, Drake is shady. And even though he was able to rebrand himself as like the Jake stimulus package and rebrand what he's doing as like helping people, at the end of the day, can we just all admit you wasn't helping nobody but yourself? The reason you had all these people on is because you needed them. And when you don't need them, you don't even know the meaning of friendship. Y'all, Drake is prime, whatever you want to call it. But Little Yachty just needs to blame himself because again, this is how slime balls get around. You somehow thought, I don't even know, but then again, I don't even know what that connection was between Drake and Little Yachty. Oh, I do. Little Yachty was rumored to be his ghost writer. All right. Quab on Twitter said Yachty said Super Soak was his record that could not get cleared, so he sent it to Kai Cenat. Drake saw it was the only song sticking from the 10 bricks and stole it. Another case of you run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. You not a colleague, you a effing colonizer. Again, people are saying it's Drake cutting ties with the industry. Y'all know L Drake, BBL, BBL, L Drake, BBL. Y'all know that L Drake, BBL. Y'all know that he is literally going to try to get into the Mexican Latin American. He's starting a PFL, which is a Mexican OVO. I don't know why he would do that because do you think that Jay Prince can protect you from them boys? I mean, maybe you getting your splits and this and that, but if they decide to be like, guess what? We ain't giving you a split anymore. And guess what, hombre? Shout out to the Latino, Mexican tattletales, right? And what if they actually say, and guess what? And you still gonna promote this, and you still gonna get on an album, and guess what? We ain't paying you anymore. Are you gonna go up against the cartel? Are you gonna go up to the people that run the record labels? Are you gonna go up? You think Jay Prince is gonna stand out there? Yo, Drake be making some of the dumbest moves, but guess what? We love to see it. We love to see it. Anyway, Little Yachty also did an interesting like after being mentioned by Kendrick Lamar in Euphoria. He liked something said, who was raising your child when anyway, right? It don't matter. Because Little Yachty, at the end of the day, yeah, I know he makes songs. Yeah, I know he's a ghostwriter, but Little Yachty is a little bit irrelevant. Anybody that gets played by Drake at this point, after everything we've seen, baby, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Anyway, y'all, what y'all think of these updates with Drake? I think Drake is listen, I listen, y'all already know. I think Drake is a joke. I think it's funny watching him spiral. I don't see that Super Soak or anything actually going viral, but we gonna see. And I'm pretty sure Drake didn't get cleared for Super Soak. So once again, you showing you a colonizer. You screwed over the last friend you had. You being played by the whole state of California, even down to the governor. And I do know one thing. They had fun messing with TDD in Toronto. Drake, when's the next time you step in foot outside of Texas and Toronto? Oh, that's right. You can't. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.